Illegal immigrants in Crookston, Minnesota? Well, here's a sort of tongue in cheek article from our news partners, the Tribune newspaper out of Greenbush, Minnesota, written by Delvin Brooks, the interim CEO of Churches United in Moorhead, who also serves Faith Lutheran Church in Wolverton, Minnesota. Quote, more than 120 years ago, my great-grandfather, Alexander William Brooks Sr., and his wife Mary Ann and their first three children crossed the Canadian border into Minnesota, riding the rails to Crookston, Minnesota, where they settled. Alex lived a long and prosperous life, fathering 9 children, first with Mary, then after her death with his second wife, Emma. He lived until 1962 and was remembered by at least my older brother, who wrote an adoring college freshman English essay about him. But here's our family scandal. There's no proof that Alexander nor Mary ever became U.S. citizens. No documents say so. No family lore, zero proof, which, to be fair, was common in 1904. But measured by the belief of some nowadays, this means that my grandfather also was not a citizen because he was born of illegal immigrants. And thus my father and presumably me and my siblings aren't legal either. After all, there is no proof that any of my father's side's ancestors ever took action to become actual U.S. citizens. Our entire family line that has prodigiously produced in the past century, a long line of laborers, academics, managers, mechanics, nurses, veterans, and public servants, and yes, even a few characters. And all illegal. Imagine that. It's been making me wonder lately whether I, like many of our neighbors, should be worried about my status as an American. But then again, maybe I'm not considered a threat given that my half-French, half-indigenous great-grandfather crossed the U.S.'s northern border. But for the record, should you not see my column next week, you might wonder whether the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency plucked me from the streets and deposited me back in Winnipeg, my ancestral homeland. The irony is I can't even hide in my own place of worship anymore either. Because of Tuesday this week, officers enforcing immigration laws will now be able to arrest non-citizens at sensitive locations like schools and even churches. Nowhere is it safe for us scofflaws. The gospel gives me hope, however. At least I'm keeping good company with others who were immigrants. After all, Joseph and Mary fled with Jesus to Egypt after an angel warned them of King Herod's plot to kill the boy. So I guess if you're going to keep company, the Holy Family isn't so bad. While I write tongue-in-cheek, of course, well, at least I think so. But who really knows nowadays? The tragedy is that this fear of being found an illegal immigrant is now quite real for many millions. Families will be torn apart, businesses will be upended, and very little will be accomplished by fueling the fallacy that we'll be safer by deporting millions of productive and contributing people. Lord have mercy. Again, a column in the Tribune newspaper, our news partner up in Greenbush, by Devlin Brooks. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNewZ.TV.